All right, let me start again. Hi, this is Karen Sullivan, and I'm here to talk with you today about how to be a Facebook hostess and why it would be something that you might like to do and what it would benefit. How would you benefit from doing that? And you can make a difference. Every day can be Earth Day. And that's, if you guys have followed me at all, you see that I'm really feeling more and more passionate about it. We've given up water bottles. I'm getting these really nifty keen containers to be able to carry lunches in and that sort of a thing, which is saving from the planet and doing as much as I can. And every time I learn something, I investigate it and learn more. But that's what I want to teach you about. So why is it so important? Why is it important at all, really? And actually, there are two sides to being green, to going green. One is in the home and the considerations you should have for the home and yourselves and your pets and everything. And the other part is for the planet. And we all know about the planet, but do we really know about the planet? And I want to talk first about our water supply. Water supply is most affected by our cleaners for our oceans and our lakes to the groundwater. And it comes from not just throwing things out of your car, but washing your cars and what sorts of soaps that you're using to wash your car, that will affect because it gets into the creeks and things and runs from there. Also, what goes down your drain makes a difference. It goes into the sewage treatment plants, and there's some spillover into water, and what you use in the garden with the chemicals that you're using in the garden. So there's ways that it gets into the water, and a little bit from everybody ends up being a lot in our planet. And so what happens to the water? Well, it's eutrophication, which has to do with, phosphates and nitrates exist in nature. And that's just an important balance. You can see here from this, we're talking about the nutrients that causes an increase in phytoplankton. And that's okay, except that when the oxygen doesn't get to it, you get only decay, and you can't have the whole production of food for the habitat and everything. It starts to choke the plant life and the fish out, okay? And it kills the lake. This is Lake Canisius, which is up near Rochester, New York. And in 1971, they found that, the lake was dying. You could see all that garbage and stuff floating in the lake. And it was not just trash that was thrown out, but it was dying fish and just regular, like the algae and the stuff floating on the top of the lake. Well, it just so happens that there were some Shaklee people that learned of this issue, and they went to the corporation and said, how about if we try to make a difference in this lake? And there was this small community, and you can see the video, is YouTube video, if you type in Lake Canisius, Conesus, and Shaklee, and they'll talk about, there's a gentleman there, Bill Firth, I believe his name is, and he's telling the story. But in a nutshell, what Bill said was they gave all the people the laundry detergent, and they used the laundry detergent in a very quick time. They were working with, I know the United New York Department, the State Department of Environmental Control, and also some universities. And they began to watch the lake and see what was happening and go take water samples and check. And in a very relatively short period of time, life began to come back to the planet, to the lake. And they found at this point that recognizing that it was the phosphates and the nitrates, and they banned that. That led to the banning of phosphates in laundry detergents. In 17 states have banned them, also in dishwasher detergents and dish detergent. Now you have to realize it's only 17 states. It's still in your dish detergent. So you have to remember that what you're buying off the shelf is not necessarily taken care of, and it doesn't have the phosphates in it because it's only been banned in laundry detergent. So that as you're washing your dishes and you're running your dishwasher, you're still probably pushing those phosphates out into the environment. And of course, it doesn't stop there. In the ocean, we know that there is an estimated 8 million metric tons of plastic that end up in our oceans annually. This is the equivalent of like 5 grocery bags filled with plastic from every foot of the one coastline in the world, every foot of the coastline. So, I mean, tracing and you put grocery bags, okay, on every coastline. Isn't that horrible? Now, and I know that there's the one problem. I have a bracelet. I bought this bracelet. Can you guys see that? It's one of those for ocean, and they're trying to clean up the oceans and everything. And this one is specifically for the leatherback turtles, because those turtles are endangered anyway, I believe, but they're having problems because their primary food source is jellyfish. So look at this picture of this bag, this plastic bag. Wouldn't it look like a jellyfish to you if you were a turtle? And it would look like food. And the thing about those turtles is that their trachea is, no, trachea is where you breathe, but the esophagus is lined with these spikes that point downward, so that they can't regurgitate food. And so the problem is they can't get rid of it. So it's in their system, and that's killing them. Okay. So we look at, making change in the world, and it's easy to be an online hostess. And I said that at the beginning, and I want to continue to reiterate that. So some of the things that I'm trying to do is we gave up the water bottle. Annual American consumption of water bottles, can keep 1 million cars running for 12 months, because you did realize that there's petroleum in them. So that imagine that your drink was 1/10 filled with oil. Well, that's the truth of the matter, is that's how much oil is used, or petroleum is used in a plastic bottle. So also you think about plastic spoons, and plastic spoons, they get oil from the ground, they take it to the refinery, they make it plastic, they shape it, they send it to the store, you buy it, you bring it home, you throw it in the landfills. Hello. So there's more petroleum used for that. And you've heard the thing about straws. And I know in the caregiver community, parents have to have the straws in order to feed their loved ones, either adults or children. Sometimes they can only use straws, but there are other sources. There are those really nice plastic straws, and then also a lot of places are going to the paper straws, which serve the same purpose. So that's something that we can move towards, look to move towards. So this is just a way to make some changes. And you think, well, maybe it's not so great, and so maybe that my little contribution is not going to make a difference. But if we all do a little bit, it turns out to be a lot. Okay. Now, talking about the household. Okay. There are chemical pollutants that are actually 2 to 5 times higher in our homes than outside. Where our houses are sort of all contained, and so right now my air conditioner is running because it's a little bit warmer today. 90% of poisoning occurs in the home, and children getting into products. I know that there's an issue with sometimes that children could get poisoned from medication, getting medicine. So that's why they have childproof caps on them and everything, right? But cleaners, they're not made to protect children so much, okay? Also, the indoor air quality. It's IAQ, say that 3 times fast, that there are, 1,500 synthetic chemicals that are introduced into the marketplace every year. 17,000 petrochemicals are available for home use. Now, where do these all come in? Well, they're from in carpeting and paint and furniture. And I know we all love getting new furniture. Who wouldn't? But that's something, it's another issue that you need to worry about, let alone the fact that we are using products in the house, in our cosmetics, in personal care products, and in our cleaners that are poison. Okay, here's a few thing in your household cleaners, and I was going to mark this in circle, but I didn't get a chance to do that. So you got phthalates that are found in things like air fresheners and dish soap. You see the word fragrance, that's what phthalates, you know that they're present, okay? And here's the thing about them. Oh, you know, not a big deal. It is a big deal. They're endocrine disruptors. So there are women who are having problems conceiving, and you wonder, okay, what's in their home? Those are some of the things, and I don't know that the medical community is even looking at all. The skin has no safeguard against toxins. Everything is just absorbed, goes straight to the organs, okay? So you have to be careful about that. Perks, we think about dry cleaning solutions, but they're the things that are like in also carpet cleaners. And perk is a neurotoxin. And the Environmental Protection Agency has classified it as a possible carcinogen. So that's okay, great. Not so wonderful. I know that many of you are probably familiar with triclosan. It's the antibacterial. When they have that name on a soap, that's a common ingredient also in hand soaps, but also in toothpaste and some face washes. And it has been linked to liver and liver toxicity and thyroid dysfunction. Again, we're having this. It's banned in Minnesota, as a matter of fact. Wow. Okay, so then we have chlorine, toilet bowl cleaners. I know people that clean with Clorox. They just make a solution of Clorox. Laundry whiteners, and it's a respiratory irritant, and it could be a thyroid disruptor, as well as 2/3 of this exposure on skin is absorbed right into the body. And so what is that doing? Okay, so here's a couple of products that you might not, you might use or not use and just didn't realize about their how dangerous they are. Many of them, like the scrubbing bubbles, I'll just talk about that. It is banned across the United States. I mean, abroad. In Europe and the UK, the European Union has said, no. It's because it contains DEGB, D-E-G-B-E. I don't know if that's an acronym for something, but there are several things, and they're just not allowed to be sold over in the UK and in much of Europe. So we have them here, and if you've used and are using any of these, you might be a little concerned, should be a little concerned. And that's where Shaklee comes in. Shaklee is 63 years old, but the science of Shaklee began in 1915 with Dr. Forrest Shaklee. And you can see there, all the way on the left of the screen, that little blue bottle that's in 1960. 1960, that was when Basic H, or the household cleaner, was first introduced. And it was the first and the only on the market. And it is a non-toxic, environmentally safe cleaner. As a matter of fact, in 1970, when we had the very first Earth Day, it was the product for the Earth Day product. So it's been around for a long time. And the whole line of earth-friendly product choices has expanded. This is the Get Clean Kit. And it's always going to be safe. It works really well. I am getting texts from people every day who are using the product. One lady wrote to me yesterday, and it just cracked me up because she said her son, who doesn't really like to use anything except what he's used to, she writes to me and she says, Mr. I won't use anything but name brands, loves the degreaser, LOL. So it's just super. People, somebody else wrote to me and said, I couldn't believe that I had blood on my pants from shaving her legs, and she washed it, came out, didn't even specifically treat, and it came out. So there's no chlorine bleach, there's no bleach, there's no phosphates, and this includes the laundry detergent as well as the the dish detergent, okay? No borates, nitrates, no VOCs, and Shaklee does never, ever, ever, ever test on animals. The packaging is all recyclable. It's sustainable ingredients from natural sources. The wipes are recyclable. They're really awesome. I take them on trips with me to wipe down in the plane because it's supposed to be the dirtiest area. That's all anybody has to tell me is, it has the most germs. So I brought my wipes in a tiny little plastic container, and I pulled it out and I started to wipe. I was sitting in the center seat. This is when I went home a few weeks ago, and sitting in the center seat, there were gentlemen on either side, and this guy goes, "That is brilliant." And I said, "You want me to clean yours?" He goes, "Yes, yes, please." And then the guy on the other side said, "Hey, what about me?" So I wiped off their stuff, and I said, "You've already touched your seatbelt in your hands. You're fine. You're already done. But now if you want to push the call buttons or the lights, you're covered." So great stuff. Now, why is it so wonderful? Well, let me tell you something. Shaklee does not put any water in any of their products. Okay, so you don't, you got water, you can add the water. And the concentrate of the basic H squared or basic H2 is just phenomenal. You can do 1 16-ounce bottle of the basic H will make 5,824 bottles of start over, Karen. Okay, 1 bottle of the 16-ounce basic H, if you used it only for doing windows and breaking it down for windows, would replace 5,824 bottles of a 26-ounce Windex. And you don't have the ammonia and all of that in it. It makes 48 gallons of all-purpose cleaner, and everything is totally recyclable, okay? It also has wipes. It's available in wipes. So that's pretty awesome. Love that. Okay, so this is super. It's like 3 products, 3 cleaners in 1 product. So you have an all-purpose cleaner with a separate dilution, windows. 1 16-ounce bottle, you only use 2 drops. If you use more, it'll smear your windows. It just 2 drops, seriously, guys. And then the degreaser is phenomenal. That just really helps to get, it can be 36 28 ounces of degreaser. I use it on my stovetop, and it's phenomenal. Let's see. So then we're looking at GermOff disinfecting wipes are really terrific. It kills 99.9% of E. coli and salmonella, and it was tested in third party and found that it was 57% better than 7th generation, 24% better than Lysol disinfecting wipes. Also, it doesn't have, I don't know anything except about the Lysol that has some of those questionable products in it or ingredients. The Dishwasher Automatic, you should see my dishwasher. It looks like it's brand new. So it not only cleans your dishes, helps the environment, but it saves your dishwasher from the corrosion that happens with the other cleaners, the market cleaners. Hand wash, love this stuff. And also the hand wash and the dishwash, just incredible. Wonderful smell. Only a couple of drops, takes away the grease. The hand wash is lovely because it's got wheat germ oil and an algae extract in it to help keep you. It's got also aloe in it that helps to keep your skin lovely. And it's got rosemary in it, so that's nice. Okay, here's the laundry concentrate that I spoke to you about before, and I think the product, this is the liquid, but that's what's in the kit. But the powder was what was the first thing that had come out, and that's what was used at Lake Canisius, okay? But one of those 32-ounce bottles can do 32 loads, so it's pretty powerful and save you a lot of money. Oh, speaking of money, okay, we'll talk about that. NatureBrite, this is the stuff that that lady used to get the blood out of her clothing, and it's also, I have had hairstylists say they love it because it gets hair color out. So that's pretty neat. And this is the kit. Now, here's a really awesome thing. You are saving, when you get that Get Clean starter kit, you will keep 108 pounds of packaging from going to the landfills, and it eliminates 248 pounds of greenhouse gas. Now, what I'm offering to people, and I'm offering that to you, whether you host a party or not, but here's the deal. If you buy a Get Clean kit, starter kit, this Scour Off, and you guys see it? Here we go. That's Scour Off. This stuff is phenomenal. And it's for cleaning your pots and pans. I clean my stovetop with it, my glass stovetop with it. It's phenomenal, okay? Heavy, it's a real nice heavy duty paste. And I'm giving that gift to anybody that buys this starter kit, okay? Now, thank you for taking the time. I hope that you recognize being an online hostess is awesome. You will get gifts from me. I have one of them here as I've covered there. Let's see. Get that out of the way. The lip treatment is one of the possible gifts for you. I have lots of choices, and every time one of your friends order a Get Clean kit, they will get a scrub off or Scour Off for me. Scrub off too. So I hope that you decide that you are going to take a look at the options of being an online hostess. Contact me as soon as possible. We'll get things rolling to get you set up, and you don't have to do anything except tell your friends, invite your friends, and share with them. And I hope that you are able to join me soon in trying to get green and clean and protect yourself and your family. Thanks very much, guys. Have a wonderful day.